Hey, my name is Brian Robinson, and today I'm going to talk about the latest jobs report from a data perspective, if you will. I happened to notice that the jobs report came out on Friday, and it was better than expected. Total non-farm payroll employment rose by 379,000 jobs in February. So that's great news, but I started to think right away, well, how are those jobs broken down? In what industries are they? And how did that compare to pre-pandemic times? So I did what any normal person would do, and I loaded up the data in Snowflake and I connected Sigma to it. So this is Sigma's tabular user interface, and it's got all of the data, which happened to be all the way back to 1934, I believe, and over almost 8 million records. Now, the key benefit to this user interface is that it looks and behaves like a spreadsheet, right? Which about 1 billion people in the world are already comfortable with. And it's connected live against the cloud data warehouse, generating queries, getting those answers back to the user in the browser, which allows you to leverage the scale and the speed of the cloud data warehouse. So regarding the jobs data, my first question is, how do I just validate that number, 379,000 jobs added in February? So the first thing I want to do is filter to just the series that I'm interested in. Again, each series represents a different statistic that the Bureau of Labor Statistics releases. And so in particular, I want just the non-farm employment, which is what they report on. So I'll filter down just to that one. And now I can start to group by year and month. So we group, which creates a new level where we can add new calculations. And so what I really want is the current month, which is going to be a sum of the value of the number of jobs. And then next thing I'll do is take the prior month, which is a simple lag function. So we'll take lag on the current month offset by 1. And so you'll see, for example, in 1939, the month 1, January, is shifted just down a single row, which allows us to do a month-over-month calculation. So that's the month-over-month change, which will be the current month minus the prior month. All right, piece of cake. Now, I really don't care what happened in 1939 for this analysis, so let me filter that out. And we'll just get the 2020 and 2021 years in particular. Okay, perfect. And right away, there's that number, 379,000 jobs added. Okay, so I'm on the right track here. But now I want to see, well, how does that break down? How does that compare to pre-pandemic levels? And how does it break down by industry? So let's take each one of those in turn. What I'm going to do now is actually create a new level. I'm going to take the series and create a new grouping level here, and then I'm going to do some calculations. Okay, so real quick, I just did a conditional sum to get the current month, which is for February 2021. That's this year, current month. And then I have the pre-pandemic sum as well, which is February of 2020, which allows me to calculate a year-over-year change. And we can see we're still in the hole, almost 9.5 million jobs. So great news that we got a better number than expected. Still got a long way to go. Now, how do I see this broken down industry by industry? Now you remember I filtered down to just a single series or a single metric. I'm just going to turn that filter off, and it's already got all the groupings there, so we can see each and every one of those. If I collapse level 1, we can see pretty quickly, actually it looks like we don't have complete data for February. So I'm going to use January's numbers instead. Okay, so what I did here is really just separate this into 2 columns. This year's February numbers, this year's January numbers, and the current is just doing a simple if. If the February data is not null, use it. Otherwise, use January. And so you'll see, for example, here, it's using the February number, which is the most current. And then we're comparing the year over year is using the current minus pre-pandemic. So I'm going to quickly sort descending. Yeah, here we go. So it looks like lovely. Animal slaughtering is adding a lot of jobs. I guess we're eating a lot more meat. And then we've got more postal service jobs and jobs in hospitals. And then on the other end, we can see, well, this is the overall number that we'd seen before, the bulk of which is in the service industry. Still 8.5 million jobs in the hole in the service industry. So in just a few minutes here, we've been able to get a few more answers, right? How far in the hole are we as compared to pre-pandemic times? Turns out pretty far. And we saw that there's certain sectors that are doing well, but far more that are not doing so well. This is all made very easily possible with Sigma's tabular user interface connected directly to the cloud data warehouse. Thank you so much for your time.